Hey guys, this is Dan from Coal Cracker Bushcraft. I'm out here today. Again, I'm not in the woods. I'm considering this my fire lab, as I've been working with a lot of different friction fire methods here. Specifically, if you go back in my videos, I was working with a bow drill with natural cordage. It took me some time to work that out, specifically in the winter time. But then I moved on to the hand drill, and I didn't have too much success at all. But what I really narrowed it down to was mullein, because it's quite readily available, which I'm holding here, and white pine. Okay, so first I want to just quickly talk about the mullein. Now, by no means am I an expert on this subject. I'm just going through the process. I'm going to show a little bit of footage of me getting an ember and blowing it to flame. But the mullein itself grows in long stalks like this. Okay, and you can find this on the sides of roads, any kind of cleared fields that maybe they were doing construction in, something like that. And the tops look like this with flowers when they're dead standing, and then the stalk comes down. It's a pithy plant, okay? And it's where I got the rest of this spindle from, actually. So I broke it off, and it's actually broke here, but for demonstration purposes, this will work out. As you can see, you know, it cracks easily. You got to watch because it will splinter down. So you can take off the flower part, and basically what you want to do is you want to take your knife, the back side of it, and scrape, okay? And what that's going to do is that's going to scrape off that outer layer, because in the summer it has somewhat of a fuzz on it, mullein does. So you can scrape that down, and if it's good and dry, it actually starts to look real woody underneath. So it'll look like this once you clean it up, okay? So you want to scrape all your stalk down, and I would say around 2 foot is probably a good length. You can go a little bit longer than that, but again, if you go shorter than that, what I've noticed is if you don't have real good technique, which I know my technique is not up to par, you know, you struggle because you're not getting enough rotations on the way down, okay? Second part of that is you can either take the thicker end or the thinner end of your spindle and have it down. I've been taking the thinner end and putting it down. It just seems to work a little bit better for me. And you want to make sure your hands are dry, they're not wet, they're not real slippery, because you need good traction on your spindle. And then my board, of course, is white pine. What I noticed though with the white pine is you don't want to get punky wood, of course, because that's most likely going to have moisture in it, or it's going to flake away too easily. And you don't want to get stuff that just died. I sort of had to find something that was in the middle. I did it with white pine before and it wasn't working out too well. So I had to find something that's almost on the verge of getting punky. So that was just playing around with that a lot. And like I said, you know, I didn't have much success with other materials, and the weather really hasn't been holding up too well here as far as in the wintertime to do a hand drill in eastern woodlands. So I do have some cedar coming my way that one of my bush partners found, down cedar, so we're going to get some of that and work with that in the near future here and see how that works out. But it is a viable option if you find the right materials here in eastern woodlands. So I'm going to show you a little bit of footage here. Thanks for watching my channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys. So we're going to use this. We're going to burn it in. See how that can get this burned in good. See if we can get an ember. Got that burn in. As you can see, I was working with this before, so I think I already know the outcome if I'm going to get an ember or not. But I'm going to cut my notch and then see if we can get an ember and blow it to flame. Okay guys, so I have everything ready to go. You can use a piece of white birch here to catch my ember, and what I want to do is just allow this set to build up some heat first and foremost. So once you see that glowing red, you know you got yourself an ember. So pull this away. Take my tinder bundle and carefully transfer my ember. Now, one thing I noticed was you really need to be careful with these hand drill embers compared to a bow drill ember. They burn a lot hotter, it seems, and quicker because there's a lot finer dust. And that's a fire in the eastern woodlands with a hand drill.